former Faith No More guitarist Jim Martin actually made a cameo playing himself in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. True story. Today for New Music Monday, we're going to check out the brand new record from Faith No More, and it's called Soul Invictus. Finally, after 18 long years, Faith No More has given the world a brand new studio album. Now, this is a band that made a mostly clean break all the way back in 1998, and for the past 6 years or so, they've been doing live gigs together again. Something like a year ago, rumors all of a sudden started flying that they were going to go back into the studio, and then I think it was around November of last year, the first single, Motherfucker, dropped on us all. Now, I am a Faith No More fan. And yes, a fan beyond epic. But when I heard the first single, I was very hesitant to get too excited about this record. I had worries that they might not be able to really get back to the energy and the style that they used to be, because that single is, for lack of a better term, a bit sophomoric. But the second single, Superhero, was a definite big step in the right direction. And I was admittedly excited to get my ears on this album, and finally over the last week, I got a chance to do that, and I listened to it many, many times. For you youngins who don't know Faith No More, they were one of the most important heavy metal / hard rock bands of the 80s and 90s, and the big thing that set them apart was they really knew how to funk it up in the best way possible and really make their own unique sound. Think System of a Down with more groove, more sonic diversity, and less just outright screaming. One thing that's absolutely evident from beginning to end on this record is they are definitely up to the task of making new music. They've got that energy, they've got that power, it's all there. This is not some reunion of old guys who are just shells of their former selves. This is definitely a band that can hang in 2015. That being said, the opening track sucks. Really, it's completely out of place and a terrible way to try and set the mood for this record. It has a cool march and it has a slow build, but that slow build takes too long to build and it ultimately builds to nowhere. This is made all the more clear by the beginning of the second track, which honestly should have been the first track on this album. Don't try and pass this off as some sort of it was a formal intro and not a proper song with this track. I'm not buying that excuse. It's 3 minutes and it's a clearly thought out song. If anywhere on this album, the title track should have been the last song of the album. It might have worked there, but even in that spot, I have my hesitancy. Now, the second song was also the second single, Superhero, and this is a full throttle, all-out rocker. And really, it displays perfectly why so many people just love Faith No More. It's got an awesome tempo, mood shifts, tempo shifts, energy, anger, pretty much everything you want in a Faith No More song. It's a bit Rob Zombie, a bit Marilyn Manson, and honestly, it's about as strong as the band gets anywhere on this record. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. The song Superhero also overstays its welcome musically a bit too long, but it's hard rocking enough that it can be forgiven for that. But what the song does point out is one of the most disappointing aspects of this record. It kills me to say it, but the biggest letdown of this entire record are Mike Patton's vocals and his lyrics. There's no way around it. Now, the bulk of this album suffers from the same exact problem. It just goes nowhere. Some of the songs have nice grooves, some of them have nice moods, but overall, it's a giant pile of meh. Tracks like Separation Anxiety are right on the border of being awesome, but the mix is horrible. The guitar, which is great, it's the best part of that song, gets completely buried in the mix. You can barely hear it. And it really does a ton of damage to the one time on this album the band manages to nail that idea of musical tension perfectly. What plagued this album for me is it sounded like from song to song they just couldn't put the complete package together. The parts are definitely there on different songs, but they're never there on the same song. There are also some blatantly bad musical missteps that shouldn't have made it to the record, like the lyrics on the song Sunny Side Up. I'm sorry, the words here are just plain stupid. It's the sort of lyric that your average bland rock band would try and sell to tweens. You also have tracks like Cone of Shame, where the second half is great, but the first half is so boring it's not worth the payoff. Or there are songs that just simply go nowhere, like the song Rise of the Fall. It's just mediocre all around. That entire idea is what plagues basically the middle 6 songs on this album. There's really nothing to dig into, nothing that's really going to get you engaged, and really not much to enjoy, unfortunately. That really takes us to the final 3 or 4 songs on the album where the band decided they were just going to beat you over the head with an already overdone lyrical message for you. I mean, seriously, we got it. We as humans are fat and greedy in every sense of the word. I know, so many people have said it a million times before. It basically came off to me as one single lyric they wrote, and it was so long that they had to take 3 or 4 songs to get it to fruition, and in the end it just wasn't worth doing because so many people have written on this same idea so much better. It's like they're trying too hard here, and the aforementioned track Motherfucker just ends up so bad here it's laughable. Honestly, that song to me sounds like what a high school kid who is trying to be badass would audition with for the school talent show. It's blunt to the point where it's cliche, the music isn't very good, the song is just a disaster. The only real bright spot I was able to find on this album is the song Matador, and honestly, had they tried to build the album around that song, it might have been a good record. So what happened to Faith No More? What I think we have here is a band that's been out of the game for so long, they had so many musical ideas that they just tried to shove them all into one album. They were just trying to do too much musically from beginning to end. I can't say it enough, this is a sonic mess. And while some people are gonna try and let them off the hook by saying it's just really experimental, it's really progressive metal, that's just people who don't have balls to call a song from an iconic band mediocre. Bottom line is, for me, this album just went on and on and on, and it really never engaged me in terms of mood or sound. There was nothing there. Kudos to the band for getting back into the studio and experimenting with all of these different sounds and approaches. But sometimes experiments fail. So there it is. Hop down in the comments and let me know what you guys think of the new Faith No More record. Does it tarnish their legacy for you? Do you think they should go back and try again? What do you guys think about it? As always, you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.